So our today's topic is good agricultural practice. So what is GAP or good agricultural practice? That means what points have to be kept in mind when you are doing a business of agriculture. So it can be defined as good agriculture practices are practices that ensures environmental, economical and social sustainability for on-farm practices and post-production practices also, resulting in safe and quality food and non-food agriculture products also. So this is the proper definition, or this can be implemented at different levels. So these are workers, land, water, crops, fertilizers, pesticides and agrochemicals, then animals, harvest, transport and traceability. So let's discuss one by one. First is worker. So GAP at worker level has been divided into subcategories like work conditions, worker protection, amenities, worker hygiene. So let's discuss one by one. Work conditions. First of all, provide worker with a work contract. That means you should not hire a worker without a contract. So second thing is legal conditions of work and pay should be followed. So as per the government rules, we must follow the legal conditions and also we must pay properly. Children should not work on the field and priority should be first given to their studies. So first of all, avoid children's as a worker, but if it is necessary, then give the priority to their studies. Train the worker on food safety, hygiene and GAP, handling agrochemicals and fertilizers and their role and responsibility in preventing contaminations. That means you have to train workers properly. Each worker should clearly know their job and have the necessary knowledge and skill to enable carrying out their work or job. So they must know their job and they must have a proper skill or knowledge. So second is worker protection. That means how can we protect the workers? So health of the workers should be monitored and they must have health certificates and it should be available. Secondly, first aid kits should be available and must be well stocked to treat minor injuries. So there must be first aid kits and it should be well stocked also. Emergency phone numbers should be clearly displayed. So you should display emergency phone numbers at different places. Next comes amenities. Means some of the available facilities. So first is hand wash and toilet. It should be sufficient in number. It should be in clean and good conditions. Toilets should have doors and it should close properly. And the toilets also should be equipped with trash cans, toilet papers and wash basins. Secondly, potable water. Soap, towels should be available. Water must be clean, without odor, and not allowed to stagnate. Water must be stored in clean containers also. If water is dirty, then it should be considered that water is chlorinated or boiled before using, before drinking. And the last one is worker hygiene. Workers must maintain their good personal hygiene and they must wash their hands after using toilet and before starting any work. And they should not be allowed to work or they should not be allowed to handle food if they are infected with infectious diseases. And also smoking, eating or chewing gums should not be allowed in working area or production areas. Secondly, spitting, sneezing or coughing on the produced area on the products should be prohibited. And also personal effects like jewelries, watches should not be allowed in the working field. And if there are cuts or wounds, it should be treated properly or should be dressed properly. And adequate protective clothing like coats and other things, footwears must be used. So these are all good agriculture practices related to workers.